Well, hello everyone. It's good to see you again. I have been very busy. I'm sorry for the lack of stuff on the channel here recently. I've been busy moving into my new accommodations. The apartment was just a bit too small for the work I wanted to do, and the TV tray was very limiting in the sort of stuff I could do on it. And I certainly couldn't do any refinishing work or anything involving really heavy stuff in that space. But I got lucky, and I actually managed to buy a house. So I'm currently broadcasting to YouTube from my basement lair. So let's go take a look and see what I wound up with. So this space was already set up when I bought the house. The garage, or the basement, is mostly, well, not really finished. It's concrete floor with concrete walls. This section, however, was walled off, and although it doesn't have any insulation in the walls, something I'm planning on fixing, the owner was a ham radio aficionado, and he wired the whole place and set it up for use for his radio equipment. I've already started moving in my racks of test equipment, although some of this stuff isn't even supposed to be here. The radios are going to be upstairs, eventually on display, when I have time to get all of that set up. But for now, I'm trying to move all of my parts, all of my tubes, which are still in my boxes and boxes of tubes, and none of them are organized or labeled. But I'll get to that. But yeah, I've been lugging around all this stuff and trying to get it in place. But behind me was the feature that I really wanted. So let me move you over to the new workbench. This bench is, give or take, I want to say about 16 feet long from end to end. It is just cool. It's got this awesome little Sears bench grinder, although the bearings are a little shot. Gonna fix that. The whole wall is covered in hooks and attachment points for tools and things, and then of course you've got all of these awesome drawers that I've already started filling up with tools, and then tons and tons of underside cabinet space that, doesn't have any spiders in it. I try to get rid of most of those, but it's just an awesome setup. And right now it's just partially covered in some of my clutter. My plan for this is I'm going to be removing all the hooks and screws and everything and setting up my parts bins. Because I have, probably a dozen parts bins. Only 2 of them are actually for, capacitors, resistors. The rest are for ICs and knobs and all sorts of other little junk. Like I can take you over and we can see. Trying to avoid using this because the footage on here is really, really shaky. How's that? Yeah, it's not too bad. So over here, I've just got some of the bins I use for the most common component values: capacitors, resistors. This is all the high voltage stuff. And then I've got tons of low voltage electrolytics and other little hobbyist bits for when I actually like to build things occasionally. Low voltage stuff mostly. And then if we wrap around the opposite corner, let's see here. More racks, hooray. The walls are just masonite panel that's been glued to the poured concrete foundation. So they are peeling off in places. The idea is I'm going to be putting up insulation behind these and then continuing the 2x6, or sorry, that's not 2x6, it's tongue and groove board, cedar tongue and groove going across the ends of the room. I'm going to be putting that on the sides and putting up some insulation to retain a little bit of heat. There is actually heat in this room. There are baseboard heaters in the whole house, but I'm trying to get rid of them because the things are like 1,500 watts each and just eat electricity for breakfast. Not great for energy bills. Got a neat little cabinet, one of the few windows down here, although this one has been pretty well blacked out. I guess the owner didn't really care for a lot of sunlight in here. On the opposite side, over here, we've got even more of my junk, and half of this again is not even test equipment. It shouldn't even be here, but it was a space limitation thing, and I'll get around. I'll go buy a whole bucket of round tuits and get that cleaned up. I've actually got my one of my Nixie clocks set up here and running, and it is not the least bit accurate, and it looks like one of the digits is not working. Edge cards, not the greatest. So over on this end of the room here, which I'm pretty sure is where the owner did a lot of EMT work and EMT bending, owing to the fact that there is a pipe vise on the end of this bench and additional storage underneath it for all sorts of crap. My intention here is to set up a reloading bench. Outside of the already kind of expensive radio hobby, I also collect early military firearms, World War II and prior. And one of the problems with owning those is you can't always buy the ammunition for them at the store, especially not the really weird stuff. So your only option is to make it yourself. And I will eventually get my equipment set up here to allow me to do that. And I still need to fix that poor Winchester shotgun. It's got some problems. But same thing as over there. I'm going to get all these hooks and everything off of there and this really neat old fire extinguisher holder. And just get it set up. And I've got more drawers underneath it, just tons of storage space. So this house has tons and tons of storage space for a small footprint. It's only 880 square feet. I mean, I couldn't believe it. Another neat little feature actually over here. There was a map, that map, actually on the wall for quite a while. And I wondered what was, actually no, I should say, I walked past it several times. Wouldn't you know, there was actually, so there was actually a safe behind it. I broke into it and there wasn't anything in it, disappointing. And of course now I've damaged the door so it doesn't actually shut properly, so, oh well. And then due to space limitations, actually, no, I take that back. Not due to space limitations, due to electrical limitations, I had to put my computer down here because all the outlets on the upper floor are the original 1937 two-prong plug. The house was built in the mid-30s, and although the electrical down here, updated in around 1948, is fairly new, or at least fairly, pretty sturdy. I've got grounded outlets and everything, and I've got internet. There might be one grounded outlet upstairs, and the GFCIs that are in the house aren't even properly grounded, so that I've got some work to do as it is. But overall, I'm extremely excited, and I'm in the middle of working on remodeling the kitchen, so I haven't really had time to do any work on, the television that I started here recently, or any of my radios, or anything else for that matter. However, if you are interested in seeing what I'll be doing with the house, as well as my anti-firearms related stuff, I'm going to be revamping a second channel I made for gaming stuff that I don't ever use. And I'm just going to wipe it clean, start over, and set it up, probably call it like Eclec-2 or something, and put any work that I'm doing on the house, or on my car, or on the reloading stuff, and that'll all go over there, and this channel will remain purely for all the electronic stuff, radios, televisions, and any of the weird crap that I happen to find at Goodwill or wherever. But I am not dead, so I'm sorry if the content has been just a little bit slim, for that matter. It does take me a while between videos to actually get things set up and dealt with. But thanks again for sticking around with me, and thanks to all the recent subscribers. I got a whole bunch of those. Thanks very much for watching my videos and enjoying them. I'm trying to improve the quality of each one, because I'll be honest, I don't like being on camera. In fact, this whole thing right here now that I'm doing is really, really awkward for me to do. I'm bad at eye contact. So you will mostly just be seeing my hands when I'm working, so. Either way, thanks for watching, and look out for the new content because I literally just spent a few $100,000 on content. So there will be some neat stuff coming up. Thanks for watching.